several chances to take the lead. Tabor, though, would not tie the game up until the final minute when Tristan Leisler hit a three to tie it up at 65 apiece. Oklahoma Wesleyan then had the answer with Danae Goodwin. Tabor tried another Leisler three with under 20 seconds to go. It was too strong. Oklahoma Wesleyan got the ball back with 4 seconds to go, and they ran out the time as Cheyenne Bean ran around, and Tabor could not get to her in time to foul her, and the Oklahoma Wesleyan Eagles moved to 19-9 on the season, 13-7 in the KCAC with a 68-65 win over the Tabor Blue Jays. Going through the final statistics now, Oklahoma Wesleyan shoots 57% from the floor for the game. They were 30% from the land of 3 of 10. But they were a perfect 1 of 1 from the foul stripe. Tabor, meanwhile, they were just 21% from the floor in the first half. They heated up in the second half. They shot 67% from the floor. It was nearly good enough to rally for the win. They were 18 of 27 from the floor, but they did not make enough shots in the first half. Tabor shot 44% from the field for the game. They were 33% from behind the line, 7 of 21. And they were 10 of 14 from the charity stripe for 71% on the game. Rebounding, Oklahoma Wesleyan won the rebounding battle 31-25 over the Blue Jays. Turnovers weren't a huge issue. Tabor won that battle 14-13. Leading scorers on the game for Oklahoma Wesleyan, their leading scorer was Tiffany Rieger. Tying the scoring lead was Taylor Denniston for Tabor. She had 18 points. For Oklahoma Wesleyan, they had 3 in double figures. Mary Hutchins had 15, and Danae Goodwin had 13. None bigger than the three-pointer she made. Her only three-point make of the game, but it was with 20 seconds to go in that game. Oklahoma Wesleyan the lead, and what would turn out to be the lead for good. 6 points scored by Mary Hutchins, 5 points by Patience Gattal, 4 points by Sarah Hadukovich, 2 points, or 3 points rather, from Brianna Merchant, 2 points from Grace Pospical, and 2 points from Cheyenne Bean. For Tabor, they were led by Taylor Denniston's 18 points. They had 3 scorers in double figures as well. Morgan Ediger had 13 points and 10 points for Kelsey Unruh. Also scoring in double figures for Tabor, they had 4 in double figures. It was Tristan Leisler with 12. 4 points for Sammy Jo Peterson. 8 points for Kristen Weedle. For Tabor as the Jays drop to 14-12 on the season, 11-9 in the KCAC with the win. For Oklahoma Wesleyan, they move to 19-9 in the KCAC. They have possession of second place. We'll see if which either Bethany or St. Mary will join them. As let's check in with that score again from Linsport. Bethany and St. Mary both came into the day at 12-7 in the KCAC. And right now, the score in that game between Bethany and St. Mary. Bethany leads it by 1, 70-69. Now St. Mary has surged in front, 71-70 in a huge game in the KCAC. 35 seconds to go. They have gone back and forth there in the fourth quarter. Bethany had a huge halftime lead, but St. Mary has rallied here in the second half. It's again at 71-70, St. Mary leading the Bethany Swedes with 35 seconds to go in that game. Oklahoma Wesleyan watching the winner of that game closely. As again, the winner will be tied with Oklahoma Wesleyan for second place. Friends has sole possession of first place. The Falcons, with a win today, will win the KCAC. But they lead it by 1 over Sterling, 82-81 with 2 seconds to go in that game. Lots of good games around the KCAC here this evening. Elsewhere from around the KCAC, in McPherson, McPherson beat Kansas Wesleyan 60-48. Other finals from around the league, Ottawa beat Southwestern at home 66-57. And Bethel went on the road to York and stomped the Panthers 73-51. Again, that score in Linsport that we're watching closely. It's 71-70. St. Mary leads it by 1 with 6 seconds to go in the ball game. So this game is coming down to the wire. St. Mary about to head to the foul line. Bethany not out of it yet. Swedes are going to have to make a bucket here, assuming St. Mary makes some free throws. Here from Hillsboro, we're getting ready for the men's game. We'll send you to the men's basketball coverage coming up here soon, as we will also talk with the head coach of the winning club tonight, Oklahoma Wesleyan's Mark Mulder, after their Oklahoma Wesleyan Eagles got the win over Tabor in the women's game by the final score of 68-65 in what was an awesome finish in that one. So again, we're watching the final few moments of the Bethany St. Mary game at 71-70. St. Mary leads it by 1 with 6 seconds to go in that game. We'll update you as that one goes final. Again, the final score here from Hillsboro, Oklahoma Wesleyan wins a huge game on the road over Tabor by the final score of 68-65. Oklahoma Wesleyan now on the season, 19-9 overall. They are 13-7 in KCAC play. Tabor drops to 14-12. The Jays are now 11-9 in the KCAC. They will be tied for 7th place with Kansas Wesleyan. Both teams are 11-9 in the KCAC. As Oklahoma Wesleyan awaiting the winner of Bethany or St. Mary. The winner of that one will have a tie for 2nd place. There with St. Mary again, still 6 seconds to go in that game. 71-70, St. Mary now heading to the line for a chance to go up by 3. We'll now transition into our men's basketball coverage between Oklahoma Wesleyan and Tabor coming up next. Stay tuned, we'll sit down with the assistant coach of the Tabor Blue Jays, Mark Fox, coming up next here on the Kansas Collegiate Athletic Conference Network Game of the Week by Rockingham Media.
Attention all Tabor College fans, at halftime of this game there will be an airplane toss contest. You can pick up the paper to make your airplane in the lobby. Be sure to put your name and the name of your church on your airplane. Whoever throws your airplane closest to the center of the circle, the center of the court, will win a free drink or a free popcorn, not only for yourself, but for all the people who signed up under your church. So be sure to have your
countdown to tip-off on the KCAC network. The Tabor Blue Jays and the Oklahoma Wesleyan Eagles this evening. Oklahoma Wesleyan comes in ranked number 20th in the NAIA. They are number 2 in the KCAC, tied for second with Kansas Wesleyan, a game back of Southwestern. Coming into tonight's game, they're taking on Tabor, who is 12-13 this year, 11-8 in the KCAC. The Jays are tied for 6th with York. We'll now take a timeout and come back with the starting lineups coming up next between the Tabor Blue Jays and the number 20th ranked Oklahoma Wesleyan Eagles. Should be a fun one here tonight from Hillsboro on the KCAC network by Rocking M Media.
Tonight's KCAC regular season basketball game features our guests, the Oklahoma Wesleyan Eagles, and your Tabor College Blue Jays. This time we invite everyone to stand as Brian Lee, Tabor College campus pastor, offers a pregame prayer of blessing.
Would you pray with me? Tabor College recognizes that injustice and hate in the form of racism, oppression, and brokenness is a part of the reality for various people in our country and around the world. We invite all of us to join in a moment of silent unity for bringing justice, healing, and wholeness anywhere it is needed. Please join me in a moment of silence. Lord, as we reflect on all the hate, racism, and injustice we see around the world, we long for a place of peace and unity. We long for our heavenly home, where there's no more conflict and strife. A place where there are no more tears, where people from every nation, race, and tongue live together in unity, singing your praises. Lord, help us to bring your kingdom to this earth as it is in heaven. Help us to do our part to make this earth more like you desire. Help us to love others and stand up against injustices and for our brothers and sisters who are created in your image. And Lord, as we come to watch this competition tonight, we thank you for the gifts and talents you've given to each of these athletes. May they bring you glory by giving their all on the court. I pray protection over these athletes, that you would keep them from injury. May we all glorify you with our thoughts and words and actions today. In the mighty name of Jesus we pray this. Amen.
And now, please remain standing as Benjamin Winters, attorney for Martin Pringle in Wichita, and nephew of Tabor College Associate Athletic Director Dr. Harold Hunt, honors the United States by singing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing us that star-spangled banner yet wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Benjamin. The Kansas Collegiate Athletic Conference and the NAIA are committed to maintaining the true spirit of competition in athletics. Please do your part by showing respect to every spectator, athlete, coach, and official involved in this evening's contest. Let's meet the teams. The Eagles have a conference record of 13 wins and 6 losses. Their overall record is 20 wins and 7 losses.
Hillsboro, this is countdown to tip-off on the KCAC network by Rocking M Media. It's the Oklahoma Wesleyan Eagles and the Tabor Blue Jays. Tonight, Oklahoma Wesleyan comes in ranked number 20th in the country. We'll now go to tonight's starting lineups. First for the visitors out of Bartlesville, Oklahoma, the Oklahoma Wesleyan Eagles. Oklahoma Wesleyan ranked number 20. They are 20-7 this year, 13-6 in the KCAC. Albert Lawrence, a 6-foot junior, starts out of Dallas. He's a guard averaging 9 points per game. KJ Malveaux starts a guard, a 5'10 junior out of Fort Worth, Texas. He's averaging 13.3 points per game and 3 rebounds per game. Jacob Fikert, a 5'10 junior, is at guard out of Flower Mound, Texas, averaging 8.5 points per game. Isaac Rowe is at forward, a 6'7 junior out of Mansfield, Texas, averaging 11.7 points per game and 7 rebounds per game. And Joshua Wilcombe is starting at forward, a 6'8 junior out of Elmont, New York, averaging 13 points per game and 9.5 rebounds per game. The head coach of Oklahoma Wesleyan in his first year back at the school, Donnie Bostwick. Now let's meet the starting 5 for the Tabor Blue Jays. They are 12-13 on the season, 11-8 on the season. Alan Arudia, a 6-foot junior, is at guard out of Valdosta, Georgia, averaging 6.6 points per game. Deshaun Patterson, a 5'10 senior out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, is at guard, averaging 11.7 points per game. At guard, a 6-foot junior from Kansas City, Missouri, Julian Witten, their leading scorer, averaging 22.6 points per game. Kevin Schumann, a 6'3 senior out of Fairview, Kansas, is at forward. He's averaging 4 points per game, 3 rebounds per game. And DeAndre Cutliff starts at forward, a 6'3 junior out of Moore, Oklahoma, averaging 6 points per game, 5 rebounds per game. Again, the head coach for Tabor, it's Micah Ratzlaff. He's been the head coach for Tabor since 2006. So again, the starting 5 for Oklahoma Wesleyan, it's Lawrence, Malveaux, Fikert, Rowe, and Wilcombe. For Tabor, it's going to be Arudia, Patterson, Witten, Schumann, and Cutliff. Tabor, the home team, dressed in the home gold uniforms with the white numerals outlined in blue. It says Blue Jays across the chest in the script font. Oklahoma Wesleyan, the road team tonight, they are in the navy blue uniforms with the red trim, red numerals outlined in white. It says OKWU across the chest in red. Center circle, it's Wilcombe for Oklahoma Wesleyan. For Tabor, it was DeAndre Cutliff, and Wilcombe bats the ball out of bounds along the left sideline, and it's Tabor basketball to start the ball game. Tabor will be working from left to right as we view it here. As they will work the ball around the horn. Witten with the basketball, posing with it to Arudia, top the key to Cutliff on the left wing. A 3, soaks it. That's a good way to get the scoring going for Tabor. It's 3-0 Jays on top of Oklahoma Wesleyan to start out the ball game. Oklahoma Wesleyan with the basketball. They'll bounce it off to the left wing to Wilcombe. With the basketball, dribbles it off to the left elbow. Worked around to Fikert in the right corner. Bounce pass down to the right block to Isaac Rowe. Tries to go to his right. Spins back around to his left. The hook shot is short off the front lip. Rebound to the right side to Tabor. Jays off and running. Cutliff left wing. Dribble hand off to Patterson. Nice through the paint. The runner from 5. Soaks in. Deshaun Patterson penetrated into the paint. One of the quickest first steps that you'll see. Tabor has a quick 5-0 lead over Oklahoma Wesleyan with 19 minutes to go in the first period. Going around a double screen, it's KJ Malveaux. A law pass down the left block to Wilcombe. Passes into the right corner for Lawrence. The ball's deflected. It lasts off of Tabor. Out of bounds with 13 on the shot clock. Oklahoma Wesleyan to inbound on the right sideline. Eagles fire the pass off to Malveaux here on the right wing rather. Crosses over his dribbles to the top of the key. Knifes through the paint, his runner from 5 on the back iron and rattles in. Malveaux gets the scoring going for Oklahoma Wesleyan. Tabor rips the ball out of the courts. They bring it up the floor, push it ahead to Schumann. His shot's blocked though by Wilcombe of Oklahoma Wesleyan, and the Eagles at the basketball. 5-2, Tabor on top of OKWU, 18-20 to go in the first period. A bounce pass over to Wilco, banks it too hard off the front rim, but there on the follow, the tip in by Albert Lawrence. Got it to drop. It's back to a 1-point lead here for Tabor, 5-4 with 18 minutes to go in the first half. Pick and roll play to Cutliff in the right corner, penetrates right side, skips a pass to the left corner to Witten. Dribbles to the left wing, pulls up from 15, fadeaway jumper, airballed way strong. And on the backside, Oklahoma Wesleyan has the rebound. Brings the ball up the floor, going into the lane, leaving it off to Will come underneath, and he'll lay it up with the left side layup. The assist goes to Isaac Rowe of Oklahoma Wesleyan. The Eagles have their first lead. Rowe pokes the ball away from Schumann of Tabor, but Tabor maintains possession. Then Urrutia nearly throws the ball away. The ball was tipped by Albert Lawrence of Oklahoma Wesleyan. Tabor keeps the basketball. 10 on the shot clock. Patterson from the left wing. Works to Urrutia, top the key, and to Witten on the right wing. Back to Urrutia, top the key. 3 on the shot clock. A 3 contested. Air ball's well short, and it goes out of bounds. The ball goes back to Oklahoma Wesleyan as the buzzer on the shot clock expires. 6-0 run here for the Eagles. They lead at 6-5 over Tabor as we approach the 17-minute mark here in the first half. Oklahoma Wesleyan basketball. Rowe top the key, lobs it down to Wilcombe on the left block. Dribbles to his right with the right hand. Fades away from 5 middle of the paint. His shot's blocked, but a foul called on Tabor. They're going to get Kevin Schumann on the foul. First personal on Kevin Schumann. First on the game on Tabor. This since Joshua will come to the line. He is a 6'8" junior out of Belmont, New York. League's best post players. Best shot blocker, 41 blocked shots already. Swishes in the second free throw. 8-5. Oklahoma Wesleyan on an 8-0 run. Patterson, a right wing three for Tabor. It's off the back iron, too strong. Rebound tipped around. Oklahoma Wesleyan gets it. Eagles want to extend their lead here. Isaac Rowe, shimmy shakes on the top of the key, penetrates left to the cup. His runner banks too hard, but then Oklahoma Wesleyan with an offensive rebound. 3 from Lawrence, right wing off the front rim. Rebound tipped high, and Oklahoma Wesleyan gets it. We'll have another for a shot clock. Lawrence from the left wing, going around a screen set by Wilcombe on the left point. Fires a pass down low to Lawrence, who then works it to Rowe, tips it. A runner that banks short, but then on the follow, Wilcombe for Oklahoma Wesleyan. It's a 10-0 run for the Eagles. 10-5 over Tabor, 16 minutes to go first half. A zip pass down low to Cutliff, banks it home and one. Gets it to go over Fikert as Cutliff banked it home. That ends the 10-0 spurt by Oklahoma Wesleyan. And DeAndre Cutliff will head to the line for the and one free throw. Line change here for Oklahoma Wesleyan as they bring in a whole bunch of guys. Chris Murphy checks into the Eagle lineup. Bremen Alexander also into the Oklahoma Wesleyan lineup. David Beck checks into the Eagles lineup. See free throw from Cutliff is too strong. Fight for the rebound over the back foul. Called on Deshaun Patterson of Tabor. Second on Tabor and the first on Patterson. Also into the Oklahoma Wesleyan lineup is Wesleyan ball leading by 3, 10-7. 15:45 to go in the first half. Bremen Alexander has the ball on his right hip, dribbling in between the rims. Dribbles to the left, flows by his defender. The runner with the left hand is short off the front lip. Fight for the rebound, and Oklahoma Wesleyan steps out of bounds with the basketball. Ball back to Tabor. In the lineup for Oklahoma Wesleyan for the first time, it's Jansen Litsky. Tabor basketball, they're working from our left. to our right in the gold and blue uniforms. A bounce pass down to John Berenstain on the right block, working back around the horns. Patterson from the left corner. He whips it to Witten on the left wing. Witten gets a return pass from that left wing, posing with the basketball, going around the screen, top the key. 6 on the shot clock. Dishes right corner. 3 from Urrutia. Bang! Soaks a 3. Alan Urrutia hits the 3. The assist goes to Julian Witten. As the ball kicked well out of the net and it rolled all the way up the floor to near half court. Referees have to whistle to get the ball back. Oklahoma Wesleyan now being picked up in a half-court press. We are tied up at 10 apiece. 14:50 to go in the first period. Tabor scored the first 5 points of the game. Oklahoma Wesleyan went on a 10-0 run then, but now Tabor has scored a 3 and they get a steal. They'll push it ahead to Berenstain, who lays it up with the left side. As he'll lay it up, banked it in. It's 12-10. Tabor now on a 5-0 run. Oklahoma Wesleyan ball, they'll lose it on the left side as in the game Jordan Horstick gets the steal. Long push pass ahead here to Patterson for Tabor on the right wing. Into the paint, dishes to Urrutia, touch pass Horstick right wing. And around the horn it goes, top the key, Patterson penetrate. And bounce passes it off to the right block to Berenstain, who goes up and gets fouled on the layup. 2 free throws here for Tabor. David Beck picks up the foul for Oklahoma Wesleyan, his first, and the second on Oklahoma Wesleyan. John Manchon at the line for the Jays. He's a 6'7" junior out of Malbo, Spain. First free throw though, pinballs in and out. Checking into the Tabor lineup as both teams go deep into their bench. It's Michael Russell, freshman out of Minnesota. And John at the line. Isaac Cylinder, free throw up, front iron backboard and in. Tabor has a 13-10 lead over Oklahoma Wesleyan. 14-10 to go in the first half. Oklahoma Wesleyan ball working from right to left. Jervis Hamilton is in the lineup. Shovel pass off to Bremen Alexander underneath the bucket as a shot block. Tabor with the run out. As Witten brings it into the lane. Pushes off to Russell, left wing 3, that's too strong. Rebound tipped around, Horstick gets it in the left corner for Tabor. Horstick pushes to Witten at the top, the key, jabs right, now dribbles right, dishes back to Patterson, a right wing 3's wide open. It's too strong, but there's Witten right side again for Tabor. 13:40 to go in the first half, 13-10. Tabor leading Oklahoma Wesleyan, driving right side, down the right side of the lane goes Patterson and he gets fouled. Foul will occur on the floor, and it is the 13th foul on Oklahoma Wesleyan. It goes on Jervis Hamilton, his first. Checking back into the Oklahoma Wesleyan lineup, Joshua Wilcomb, as well as Isaac Rowe and Jacob Fiker. Tabor inbounds to the right wing with the basketball for the Blue Jays. Witten lobs it over to the top of the key to Patterson. Moses with the basketball, gives it back to Witten on the right wing. 10 on the shot clock. Julian Witten penetrates right side, double clutching. Running shot is well short off to the right, and the rebound kicks right to Oklahoma Wesleyan. Eagles race the ball on the floor with KJ Malvo. Pitch to Fikert in the left corner, lobs to Malvo, top of the key. Reverses it around to Rowe on the right block. Pitch to Fikert, left corner. 3, that's in to tie the game. Fikert hits the 3, Rowe the assist. It's 13 all. Tabor and Oklahoma Wesleyan with 12:50 to go in the first half. Tabor working from left to right with the basketball in the gold uniforms. Going around the screen here. Michael Russell gives the ball back to the top of the key. It's lobbed now from the right corner by Patterson. Down to Manchon, right block, dishes out to Horstick, a pump fake from the right wing. 5 on the shot clock to Manchon. Jumper from 10 on the right baseline and short. The rebound to Oklahoma Wesleyan. Malvo racing the ball up the floor. Bounce pass down to Rowe on the right block. Double clutcher, hits off the back rim, but there on the follow will come. Tips it in from the left side. And it's a 5-0 run for Oklahoma Wesleyan. Both teams going on quick runs to start out this game, and a moving screen called on Tabor as Manchon was not set. He runs into an eagle. The ball goes back to Oklahoma Wesleyan. John Manchon. picks up his first personal foul, the third on the Jays. DeAndre Cutliff, Alan Arudia back into the Tabor lineup. Oklahoma Wesleyan 15, Tabor 13. 12-10 to go in the first half. Donnie Postwick shouting instructions. Very unique guy. First year back at the school here at Oklahoma Wesleyan. Used to be the head coach. He went to Sagu, now he's back. Oklahoma Wesleyan turned the ball over as Arudia got the steal. Oklahoma Wesleyan, though, beat the Blue Jays back. Tabor with the basketball as Cutliff has it in the right corner, lobs it to Manchon, who gets doubled on the right block. Oklahoma Wesleyan bats it out of his hands, loose ball in the front court, dives on the ball, does Manchon, and a timeout is whistled here for Tabor as the Jays get one just in time. 11:39 to go in the first half. Oklahoma Wesleyan 15, Tabor 13. So we'll take a quick timeout here on the KCAC Network by Rockingham Media.
Be sure to put your name and the name of your church on the airplane. Also at halftime, we'll have a dizzy free throw contest for Tabor students. Get your name in the hat out in the lobby to be one of 4 people who will shoot a free throw to win a new TV.
Game to start between Oklahoma Wesleyan and the homestanding Tabor Blue Jays. 15-13 Oklahoma Wesleyan leading Tabor with 11:35 to go first half. The step back three from the left wing launched by Tabor's Horstig is way strong, and Oklahoma Wesleyan gets the rebound. Rowe races into the paint for the Eagles, pitches off to Lawrence, a right wing three. It's off the front rim. Rebound kicks right. And Lawrence couldn't run it down as the rebound goes out of bounds. Tabor with the ball back. Donnie Bostwick, the head coach for Oklahoma Wesleyan in his first year back from Sagu. He coaches with a Bible in hand at all times. Just something he does. Horstig down the right side on the right block. Hands the ball off to Manchon on the right corner. His three is short of the front iron. Oklahoma Wesleyan brings the ball up the floor. They save it for going out of bounds as Lawrence nearly collides with the referee. Gives off to Malvo here on the left wing. Dribbles to the top of the key. Pick and roll play to Wilcomb. Fadeaway jumper from 15 left elbow. It's long. Rebound to Tabor. Jays bring the ball up the floor. They'll shovel it off to Russell. Left wing three. Airballed way long. Oklahoma Wesleyan has the rebound on the backside. Eagles push the ball to the right wing. Sparking Isaac Rowe going against Russell. The ball's loose on the floor, but Oklahoma Wesleyan picks it back up. Foul is called on the basketball against Tabor as it goes on Alan Arudia. His first personal foul and team foul number 4 against Tabor. Subs coming in for the Blue Jays, Gavin Schumann, Julian Winton, and Deshaun Patterson. Into the Jays lineup is Manchon, Horstig, and Russell head off the floor. 15-13, Oklahoma Wesleyan in the lead. 10-15 to go in the first half as Fiker pump fakes for Oklahoma Wesleyan from the top of the key, then fires a right point three. It's short. Tabor with the rebound. Cutliff gets a pass, knifing through the lane. Runner bakes in with the left hand. The assist goes to Arudia. And it's tied up at 15 apiece now between Tabor and Oklahoma Wesleyan halfway through the first half. Rowe penetrates into the paint. The scooper with the left hand falls through the net and in. 17-15. Oklahoma Wesleyan back out on top. Both teams have exchanged leads to start this ball game. Tabor working from left to right. Cutliff on the right wing had an open look. Instead it tried to penetrate on a dribble drive and then gets whistled for a travel. Ball back to Oklahoma Wesleyan. They'll inbound from the right sideline. 9:35 to go here in the first half. Oklahoma Wesleyan in the navy and red. Bostwick, head coach, calling out a play. Wesleyan drives into the paint as Rowe runs over a Jay, and a charging call is fouled on Oklahoma Wesleyan, 5 feet into the lane. The ball goes back to Tabor. Drawing the charge, Alan Arrudia. The first personal foul is on Isaac Rowe, the junior out of Mansfield, Texas, with his first and the fourth on the Eagles of Oklahoma Wesleyan. 17-15, Oklahoma Wesleyan on top by 2. 9:25 to go in the first period. Both teams feeling each other out still. Oklahoma Wesleyan shooting 38% from the floor, while Tabor is 35%. Oklahoma Wesleyan 1 of 4 from behind the arc. Tabor already has shot 9 threes. They're 2 of 9. Patterson from the left wing, a crossover, dribbles to the left block, extended. The pitches the ball out to Arrudia, fading away on the right wing. 3 never set his feet, and he airballs it way strong. Oklahoma Wesleyan has the loose ball. Eagles race it into the front court, working from right to left. Will hand the ball off on the right wing with the basketball. Lawrence penetrates right side, glides to the rim, banks it in with the right hand. Albert Lawrence got the runner to drop. It's a 4-point Oklahoma Wesleyan lead. As Patterson out of control gets flipped, he falls to the floor, shovels the pass out of bounds, but Oklahoma Wesleyan were the last to touch it. The ball stays put here with Tabor. Checking in back into the Oklahoma Wesleyan lineup, it's Jansen Linsky. 19-15. Oklahoma Wesleyan leads by 4 over Tabor. 8:35 to go first half. Left open Cutliff, the left wing 3. It's too strong for Tabor. Fight for the rebound. Tabor gets it in a foul. Whistled on Oklahoma Wesleyan. Linsky picks up the foul. That's his first personal. Tabor to inbound. 5th on Oklahoma Wesleyan, a sub coming in here for the Oklahoma Wesleyan Eagles is Breeden Alexander. 5'10" junior out of Oklahoma City, averaging 13.5 points per game. One of the first guys off the bench. Whitten dribbles to the right elbow, pulls up from 15. It's too strong. On the shot, Oklahoma Wesleyan. Linsky with the rebound. Eagles bring it up the floor, 19-15 lead for Oklahoma Wesleyan. 8:15 to go in the first half. Dribbling the basketball, Rowe at the high post, works it around, and now to the left point goes the basketball. Lawrence nearly lost it at the high post, shovels it off to Alexander at the top of the key, wayside dribble, going around the screen to the left corner, dashing on the baseline, scoops it up with the left hand, and banks it in. Largest Oklahoma Wesleyan lead now, 6, 21-15 over Tabor. 7:50 to go in the first half. Patterson penetrates in the lane, runs into an Eagle. Charge is called. As wave off the bucket as Patterson ran into an Eagle. That is his second personal foul. Bad news for the Jays. 5th on Tabor as Patterson heads out. He's got 2. Headed back into the Tabor lineup, Jordan Horstick, a 6'4" junior out of Richmond, Kansas, averaging 8 points per game. As Patterson has to head out with 2 points and 2 fouls. Oklahoma Wesleyan ball working from our right to our left. Alexander down the left side of the wing, pitches to the right wing. It goes to Rowe. Pull up Jay from 10 feet right of the lane. His jumper's long, but a foul over the back on Oklahoma Wesleyan on the rebound. So they get called for a push. Foul goes on Jansen Linsky. It's his second personal foul. 6 on Oklahoma Wesleyan. He now has to head back out as Jervis Hamilton, a 6'6" junior out of Montego Bay, Jamaica, back in the lineup, averaging 4.5 points per game, 4.5 rebounds per game. 21-15, Oklahoma Wesleyan leading Tabor. 7:20 to go in the first half. Bounce pass for Tabor down to Whitten. Cross-court skip past the right corner, looking for Cutliff. It's too high. Cutliff catches the ball, but out of bounds. And a turnover by Tabor as Whitten pats his chest and saying, "My bad." Sub coming into the Oklahoma Wesleyan lineup for the first time, Chris Murphy. 6'5" junior out of Dallas. 7:10 to go in the first half. Oklahoma Wesleyan 21, Tabor 15. Dribble handoff to the left wing to Fikert. Fires the 3. Bang! Perfect. Nothing but net. Fikert, 50% from behind the arc this year. A great 3-point shooter. Tabor trying to answer as Whitten blows into the lane and gets fouled, going up for a runner. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's a 9-point lead here for Oklahoma Wesleyan. Going to the line here for Tabor, Julian Whitten. 73% marksman. His free throw percentage has been climbing all season. He started the year at around 60%. He's now 73%. The 6-foot junior out of Kansas City, Missouri, makes the first free throw to make it an 8-point game. He's a JUCO transfer out of Pratt Community College, played at Olathe North High School, the former Olathe North Eagles. Oklahoma Wesleyan on the left side rebound, 24-16. Oklahoma Wesleyan in the lead, but they throw a turnover. Witten with the steal at the midcourt stripe, drives all the way in. His runner hits off the back iron, but Urudia on the follow tips it in. And a good break there for the Blue Jays. It's 24-18. Oklahoma Wesleyan in the lead with 6:30 to go in the first half. Eagles push the ball to Fikert in the left corner. Dangerous shooter. Tries to shovel a pass across the paint. He does. Finds Hamilton on a turnaround hook. That rolls off too strong, but there on the follow, Murphy tipped it in. Tabor races the ball quickly up the floor in a track beat pace here. They'll get it to Schumann, and he gets fouled on the layup. 2 free throws here for Tabor. So foul is the 8th on Oklahoma Wesleyan, and it's the 3rd on Jervis Hamilton. Gavin Schumann heads the line for Tabor. 6'3" senior out of Fairview, Kansas, and former Sabetha Eagle. Has not seen varsity action until this season. Very much varsity action, I should say. Back into the Oklahoma Wesleyan lineup, this is Joshua Wilkham. Oklahoma Wesleyan with the left side rebound. They'll skip the ball to Raymond Alexander, left corner. Momentarily open. Didn't pull the trigger as Horstink, the 6'4" Blue Jay, closed out on him in a hurry. Malvo launches a right wing 3 for the Eagles. That's too strong, but Fikert gets the offensive board for Oklahoma Wesleyan. An offensive reset here for OKWU as they're working from the Blue Jay midcourt logo. Raymond Alexander, top the key, dribbles the right wing, step back right wing 3 off the back rim. Rebound tipped around and a foul over the back on Tabor. And Micah Ratzliff, furious. Can't believe that foul called against Tabor. As it's an over the back foul on Gavin Schumann. He storms off the bench, does Micah Ratzliff, shaking his head. Schumann picks up his 2nd personal foul, the 6th on the Jays. In the ball game here for Oklahoma Wesleyan, Malvo dribbling on the left wing, crossing over his dribble and backpedaling. Here 35 feet away from the bucket, dribbles to the top of the key, quick crossover dribble, middle of the paint, lobs it over to Wilkham, double clutching, jumper that banks in on the left block. Wilkham banked it in, and it's 28-19. Oklahoma Wesleyan on top of Tabor, back to a 9-point Eagle lead, which ties their largest. 5:10 to go in the first half. Witten fades away from a right elbow. Jay for 15, that rattles in. Picture perfect there by Julian Witten. He knocked it home. And it's 28-21 now. Oklahoma Wesleyan in the lead with 4:50 to go before halftime. Oklahoma Wesleyan a dribble handoff here to Raymond Alexander on the right wing, dribbles to the left point, gives it off to Malvo on the right point. Now lobs the pass down to Murphy. Chris Murphy tries to pack down his defender, gets too far underneath the bucket, throws it off the bottom of the backboard. Tabor's off and running as they got the rebound. Witten gets Bug going up, his runner airballed, but he got that. 2 free throws here for Tabor, and a technical foul called on Oklahoma Wesleyan. Looks like KJ Malvo gets called for a technical foul. The foul's on Bremen Alexander. He picks up the foul. KJ Malvo picks up the tee. So headed to the line for the technical foul free throws now for Tabor. It's Julian Witten. Malvo said something to an official. Official took place in the time to 73%. free throw. Back to a 4-point lead for Oklahoma Wesleyan, 28-24 over Tabor. 4:25 to go in the first half. Oklahoma Wesleyan blows in the lane, little dish to the right corner to Lawrence. Takes one wayside dribble, dishes the ball off to the right block to Isaac Rowe, spins to his right, hooks it in with the right hand, kissing off the glass. Back to a 6-point lead. Witten sets his feet, fires a three for Tabor. It's wide left. Julian Witten off for Tabor. He's usually averaging 22 points per game. Right now he's got 6. Oklahoma Wesleyan with the basketball, working from right to left. 3:50 to go in the first half. Dashing on the right baseline, Rowe. His runner off the front rim, but then he tipped in his miss. Got it to drop. And Oklahoma Wesleyan back out on top by 8. 32-24. The Eagles are one of the tallest teams in the KCAC, if not the tallest team in the KCAC. Several players above 6'8". Blowing it away, Julian Witten runs into an Eagle. He gets called for a charge. Witten is called for his first and the 7th on Tabor. Player control foul. Gives the ball back to Oklahoma Wesleyan with 3:29 to go in the first half. 32-24 lead for the Eagles. Oklahoma Wesleyan with the basketball, navy blue and red uniforms. So push the ball ahead here to Lawrence in the left front court. Give it back to Rowe. Top the key trying to go against Robinson. Robinson knocked it away from him momentarily. Got the ball back. Kicks to Lawrence, the left corner. 3, air ball short. Tabor with the rebound. The Jays bringing up the floor. Witten across the timeline. Pushes it off to the left wing to Russell. Back to Witten on the right point. Dribbling on the handoff. Goes to Russell left wing. Gives it to Horstick. Top the key 3. It's wide left. But the rebound goes to John of Tabor. New look bounce pass feed to Horstick on the cut. He'll lay it in with the right-handed layup. Beautiful basketball there by Tabor. As John on a no-look bounce pass found a cutting Horstick. Oklahoma Wesleyan with the basketball. They'll lose the dribble, but then Rowe bounces it off right side to Lawrence, who skies in for a right-handed layup that banked in. Albert Lawrence for Oklahoma Wesleyan with a big make. And it's 34-26 Oklahoma Wesleyan over Tabor. 2:20 to go in the first half. Tabor basketball working in around the horn to Witten on the left wing. With the ball in triple threat position, he now goes around the screen on the wing. Passes Horstick, top the key, feeds the right corner to Robinson. 8 on the shot clock. Back around to Witten on the left wing. Takes it to the top of the key. Now dishes off to the left corner. Horstick, the left corner 3 as the buzzer sounds. It's short, but Tabor gets a left side rebound with Russell. Goes up with the layup. He gets fouled hard. So he'll go to the line for 2, but Oklahoma Wesleyan now looks like Joshua Wilcombe fell to the floor as he is slow to get up. He is hobbling around the floor. Looks like he will tough this one out. Heading to the line, Michael Russell. His feet, both of his feet pointed left to the sideline, but he's able to square up his shoulders here. He makes a free throw. Not very often you see that where shooting a free throw, a guy's feet will be pointed all the way one way to the other. But Schumann's able to square his shoulders up enough to make the free throw. Second free throw. Russell switch. It's 34-28. Oklahoma Wesleyan is led now for the majority of this first half. Tabor and Oklahoma Wesleyan in the first 10 minutes went back and forth, but Oklahoma Wesleyan has gained control here with 1:44 to go in the first half. But Fikert with the basketball for Oklahoma Wesleyan in the front court. Double dribbles at the top of the key. Tabor gets the ball back. 34-28. Tabor trying to get back in the game. They're from the right wing here with Witten. They'll work into the top of the key to Rudy. Beats the pass down the right block to Manchon. Turnaround hook with the right. Crawls off too strong. Oklahoma Wesleyan with the rebound and run out. Isaac Rowe puts the ball behind his back. The 6'7" forward brings it up the floor. Hands the ball out to Malvo. Top of the key. Dribbling right side. Pulls up from 10 right in the lane. Jumper smooth. Knocks it in. Malvo soaks it. Tabor pushes the ball up the floor. Manchon going up for a dunk. Gets the ball batted from his hands, but a foul on the reach on Oklahoma Wesleyan. Puts Man John at the line. A great foul by Oklahoma Wesleyan. Make Man John earn it from the line. He's a 54% foul shooter. The foul, though, is the third against Jansen Litsky. To the line here, Man John is from swing from Spain. His first free throw, pinballs in and out. Chris Murphy returns to the Eagle lineup, as well as Albert Lawrence for Oklahoma Wesleyan. A minute 10 to go here in the first period. 36-28, Oklahoma Wesleyan up by 8. Albo on the quick crossover dribble, dribbling over top of the key. Pull-up Jake from 16, dead on, it's too strong. On the back iron, fight for the rebound, and a foul on Oklahoma Wesleyan over the back. Fouls on Chris Murphy. Tabor's in the double bonus now. They'll be shooting free throws the rest of the way here as Murphy picks up his first. Seven to the line here for Tabor. It's John Manjon. Just missed 2 free throws. We'll see if he can make one here. Trailing by 8 points are the Blue Jays. Tabor in the gold and blue uniform. 6-7 Spaniard. His call on Oklahoma Wesleyan. Man, John didn't even see it. He walked back with the smacking his hands. Couldn't believe he missed it. He'll be thrilled to shoot another free throw here. Trying to get a 6-point game. John's second free throw. Front iron again, and it rolls in. 36-30, Oklahoma Wesleyan. They've led for the majority of the first half. 50 seconds to go before halftime. Eagles with the lead in the basketball in the navy blue and red. They'll bring it into the front court. So with the basketball in between the rings on the midcourt logo. With the dribble, it's KJ Malveaux. Dribbles to his left. From the left wing, pitches off to Fikert. Right wing, 3 off the front lip. Rebound kicks long, though, and Fikert runs down his own miss. Then shovels the ball into the lane. Oh, the right-handed layup banks in for Chris Murphy. Great play by Fikert. He missed the shot, followed his miss, and shoveled a pass in the lane and got an easy layup for a teammate. Shot clock turned off. 15 seconds to go in the first half. 38-30. Oklahoma Wesleyan in the lead on Tabor. Tabor wants the final shot. 7 seconds to go before halftime. There's a bounce pass beat off to Russell. Left wing 3 is short. Witten tries to get the rebound. He tips it right to Russell. 3 at the buzzer from the left wing. It's long. And we go to halftime with Oklahoma Wesleyan in the lead, 38-30 over the Tabor Blue Jays. Timeout coming as we will come back with the halftime report. Up next here on the Kansas Collegiate Athletic Conference Radio Network by Rocky Ammon Media.
The fall sports season saw Tabor College athletics again excel on the field and the court. We'd like to make a couple of special team recognitions this evening to start halftime. The first team we would like to recognize is our football team. squad captured its third consecutive conference championship and finished the regular season ranked 17th in the NEI National Coaches Bowl. Speaking of national rankings, did you know that the Tabor football program has been ranked in the top 25 nationally for 72 consecutive weeks? And I'm pretty sure that'll be 73 when the preseason 2018 poll comes out. Tabor had 23 players selected to the all-conference teams this year. Off the field, the full squad met every Friday evening during the season, tackling issues of faith and life as a part of their plan for integrating Christian faith. Presenting the championship bronze football is KCAC Commissioner Dr. Scott Crawford. Thank you and congratulations, Coach Gardner and the entire team. How about one more round of applause for our Tabor football KCAC championship team? The next team we would like to invite onto the court is our volleyball team. Our team had yet another outstanding season with an overall record of 29-12 and a conference record of 17-5. Tabor finished third in the KCAC regular season and won the KCAC postseason tournament. The tournament championship earned them an automatic bid into the NEI National Playoffs. Our team hosted an NEI opening round for the first time in school history and defeated Trinity Christian College to advance to the NEI National Volleyball Tournament in Sioux City, Iowa for the second consecutive year. The Lady Jays competed well at the national tournament. Tabor placed 5 players on the all-conference teams this year. What a tremendous season for our team, and what a great way for head coach Andy Radsliff to bring her 19-year tenure at the helm of our women's volleyball program to a conclusion as she prepares to transition full-time into the classroom. Coach Radsliff's teams have been characterized by excellence. Just take a look at the banners hanging in front of me. Our teams have also been characterized by a desire to play for God's glory. Thank you, Coach Radsliff. We would like to thank Kansas, MTSC, and Adidas for providing these championship t-shirts, and for Dr. Scott Crawford, KCAC Commissioner, for being here to congratulate the team this evening. Coach Radsliff and the entire team, thank you and congratulations. It's now time for our dizzy free throw contest. We have 4 Tabor College students who will compete for a brand new TV this evening. The students are Marlon Baxter, Chelsea Knight, Ori Johnson, and Jonathan Namor. Come on down. Now the way it works is each of these 4 will place their head on a back and spin around 10 times. They will then run to the free throw line and start shooting free throws. That should be interesting. The first one to make a free throw will win the TV. gets it closest to the center of the court is going to win a free drink or free popcorn, not only for yourself, but for everyone who signed up under the church that you attend. Okay, is everyone ready? When I say go, you'll let your airplanes fly. Set, go! And the winner is Danny Frick, first MB at Wichita. Congratulations, Dan, with a little help from your dad. That never hurts. You have just won a pop or a popcorn for the entire MB Church family from First MB in Wichita.
Got a couple of ads going. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, can you hear me all right?
Yep, hear you just fine. St. Mary game. Bethany ended up winning in overtime by 2.
Oh, wow.
They were down by 1 with 6 seconds to go. St. Mary had the ball, and Bethany pushed it into overtime. So it was a crazy game. Wesleyan men's basketball team has an 8-point lead at the break, 38-30. I'm Jeremy Bone here with you as our studio engineer is Cody Blair from our Salina home-based studios. We're now joined by the head coach of the Oklahoma Wesleyan women's basketball team, Mark Mulder, after Oklahoma Wesleyan got out of here with a 68-65 win. And Coach, I'm sure that you weren't happy that you got out to the big lead, but always getting a road win in the KCAC is a tough thing to do, especially against Tabor.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're a great team. Coach Reed does a great job. I mean, you know, class act kids, the whole thing. But, you know, I mean, getting on the road and just figuring out how to win is kind of the key. I mean, sometimes it's not pretty or perfect or like you'd write it up, but at the same time, it's nice to get out of here with one.
How did your team get off to such a good start? You led 17-4 after the first quarter.
Yeah, we really felt like, you know, Bethany played a good game. They beat us and deserved to, but we felt like we didn't play very well. It was an off night for us. We weren't aggressive at all. Didn't do anything really well on offense, and so we just, you know, spent the last 2 days really working on ourselves. And, you know, I think we were jazzed and confident that we had fixed those things, and that showed early that what we had, and we had corrected a lot of things. So still room for improvement, but I think that's what that came from for sure.
This was a huge game for both Tabor and Oklahoma Wesleyan, separated by one game in the standings. Oklahoma Wesleyan came in tied for second place in the league, and you leave tied for second place.
Yeah, man, I mean, Coach Reed and I have talked about it. There's so much parity in this league. It's crazy.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's my first year back on the women's side, and I've never seen anything like it. But
Welcome back.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's fun. It keeps your kids focused, and you know, it's really neat to even watch the kids watch how that's fluctuating, who's beating who, and all that. So it's made it a really nice environment for our program and for all the other teams in the league as well.
We're joined by Mark Mulder, the head coach of Oklahoma Wesleyan women's basketball, after the Eagles got a huge win, 68-65 on the road this evening at Tabor. Tabor came out, it looked like they had a little bit more intensity there in the second half. They were able to close the gap. What happened there in the second half that allowed Tabor to get closer?
No, like I said, Coach Reed's a good coach.
Yeah.
And those kids can play. And, you know, the things we talked about at halftime, we knew that they saw those things. And if we didn't address them, they were going to explore those, and they did. And so it got interesting pretty quick there. I mean, it took them a minute or two to chip away at it, but they kept finding some of those holes. And I think once we shored some things up and switched some things up, it took us a while, but by then the game was on. So kudos to them for sure.
It seemed like every time Tabor would get close, Oklahoma Wesleyan would have an answer, particularly from Tiffany Rieger, who was just phenomenal, especially with those fadeaway 10-foot jumpers. How great is she to have on your team?
Oh, she's great. I mean, she's a senior playing for a new coach. She's trusting me. You know, she's also taking the leadership role I've given her and doing that really, really well for us. You know, probably one of the bigger plays she had some big shots tonight, but one of the bigger plays she made was on a sideline out of bounds. She looked at me and changed the call.
Really?
And you know, it was one of those that we've agreed on. And man, I mean, it was a pretty awesome moment as a coach to see a player recognize something like that and make it, and we executed it and got 2 points out of it.
What does that say about a player like her? I mean, this is your first year as women's coach, that she has that trust in you, and you have that trust in her that she's able to do something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a two-way street, but it really speaks to the character of that kid. I mean, 4.0 student, you know, high character, obviously a great basketball player. So, man, I can't say enough about that kid at all.
It was a huge shot that gave Oklahoma Wesleyan the lead. Finally, Tabor, they tied the game at 65, but then today Goodwin soaks a three with a few seconds to go. Talk about what that play was like.
It was good. I mean, we had talked in the timeout that they used to set up their stuff to get the shot to tie it, about what we needed to do to fix that, because we ran the same play the time before, but we didn't execute it well. And so to get that play and get that shot, I mean, that's a big shot for a freshman to hit, man. So, I mean, she's played a lot of good minutes for us, and I'm excited to watch her play and coach her for the next 3 years.
We're joined alongside by Mark Mulder, the head coach of Oklahoma Wesleyan women's basketball. What does a win like this on the road do for you guys coming down here in the final few games?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that. I mean, you know, with 4 games left, we play so poorly against Bethany that it really can rattle your confidence if you're not careful. And so after the game, we said, hey, who was starting to question some stuff? Be honest, you know, and a few hands went up, and I was like, exactly, we've got to stay true to who we are, stay true to the Lord, and, you know, stay focused on what we're doing, you know, growing in Him, and, you know, don't close those doors. Let those opportunities happen. And so it was really good to see that from those kids, and I think now it gives us a boost of confidence to finish this in the last week and see what we can do in the conference tournament.
Congrats on the win, Coach.
Thank you very much.
It was a huge win for the Oklahoma Wesleyan Eagles. They beat Tabor 68-65 on the road, as Oklahoma Wesleyan now tied with Bethany for second place in the KCAC, as the Bethany women pulled out a classic of a win over St. Mary 82-80 in overtime. Here in our men's game, Oklahoma Wesleyan men lead it over Tabor 38-30 at the break. Oklahoma Wesleyan and Tabor went back and forth in the first part of the first half, the first 10 minutes, before Oklahoma Wesleyan began to gain control of it. And Oklahoma Wesleyan is led by as many as 9 on 2 separate occasions. Their halftime lead is 8. Going through the first half statistics for both teams, Oklahoma Wesleyan shot the ball pretty well. 45% from the floor, 7 of 37 from the field. They were just 2 of 9, though, from behind the arc for 22%. And 2 of 2 from the foul stripe. Tabor, meanwhile, was just 9 of 30 from the floor for 30%. The Jays were just 2 out of 16 from 3 for 12%. Tabor was not very good from the foul stripe. They did a good job of getting there, but they were 10 of 17 from the foul stripe for 58%. Not going to cut it against a team like Oklahoma Wesleyan. Turnovers weren't a big issue. Tabor had 5. Oklahoma Wesleyan had 7. Rebounds was a huge favor in favor of Oklahoma Wesleyan. As Oklahoma Wesleyan out-rebounded Tabor by 14 in the first half, 30-16. Tabor is going to have to do a better job on the boards if they want to get back in this thing. Going through the individual point getters, the leading scorer on the night right now is Josh Wilcomb, as he has 10 first half points for Oklahoma Wesleyan. Scoring 8 was Jake Fikert. Isaac Rowe had 6 for the Eagles. For Tabor, they were led by the 7 first half points from DeAndre Cutliff. Meanwhile, Julian Witten scored just 6 in that first half. And John Manjon and Alan Nerudia both had 5 for the Jays to help Tabor score 30 points in the first half, but Tabor's going to have to put together a much better second half offensively if they want to upset the number 20th ranked team in the land, Oklahoma Wesleyan. As I said, we had a pair of big games tonight in the KCAC between Oklahoma Wesleyan and Tabor. Oklahoma Wesleyan, ranked number 20, came into this game tied for second place, 1 game back out of first place, Southwestern. Oklahoma Wesleyan tied with Kansas Wesleyan, and they'll play the Coyotes at the end of the season next Saturday. Meanwhile, Tabor came in tied with York for 6th place. Both teams are 11 and 8 in the KCAC. We'll go through some first half scores from around the KCAC as McPherson is all over Kansas Wesleyan, and a surprise there, 45-33. This game got started really late, so they're still in the first half. It's St. Mary leading Bethany 18-12. Friends all over Sterling, 50-37 in a couple of finals. Finally, for the Mound Builders, they get off at the Schneid. They end a 4-game losing skid by beating Ottawa on the road to 92-86, and then York beat Bethel in a tight one, 100-95. We're starting the second half of action. It's Oklahoma Wesleyan ball as they're working from our left to our right as we view it here in Hillsboro. 38-30, the Oklahoma Wesleyan Eagles lead at a pick and roll bounce pass. Isaac Rowe has a shot blocked in the middle of the paint, but Oklahoma Wesleyan gets the ball back with a fresh shot clock as the shot hit off the front rim. Lawrence on the left perimeter, dribbles the left corner, kicks it out to Rowe, left wing 3 off the front iron. Rebound kicks left to Julian Witten and Tabor. Jays race it up the floor. Julian Witten crossover dribble, feeds it to Rudio, left wing, works it around the horn to Cutliff in the right corner, and around to Patterson on the left wing, hand off to Witten. Down top, the key chest pass to Cutliff, drives right, jump stop right block, pitches back out to Rudio. Feeds the ball down to the left block to Schumann, kicks the right corner, and around the top of the key, Patterson, a 3 off the front rim. The rebound front side goes to Oklahoma Wesleyan, and a foul on Tabor in the backcourt. Foul goes on Alan Arudia. It's his second, the first on the Blue Jays. 38-30. Oklahoma Wesleyan leads coming out of the halftime as we have played 1 minute here into the second half. Oklahoma Wesleyan in the navy and red, working from our left to our right as we view it here in the second half. The Eagles dribble it to the right wing with Malvo. A bounce pass is picked up by Schumann, but he can't handle the pass in the right corner as he drops it out of bounds. Schumann had the ball deflected a little bit. Would have been a nice steal there by Gavin Schumann. It's a good defensive play still. Oklahoma Wesleyan keeps the ball. Rowe goes up. Schumann rejects his shot underneath the bucket. Tabor's off and running, 2-on-2 break. Witten blows by his defender and banks in a right-handed layup. See blue by Fikert. Fikert just wisely let him blow by. Didn't draw a foul. 38-32. Oklahoma Wesleyan leads it by 6. Double screen set at the top of the key for Malvo. Drives left. All the way into the paint. His runner banks in. High off the glass over a taller Blue Jay, but got it to drop. The answer for Oklahoma Wesleyan. And then Tabor back into the left front court. Has a kicked ball by Oklahoma Wesleyan. Tabor inbounding in the left baseline right of the backcourt. Urrutia looking, and a moving screen called on Tabor before Urrutia could do the honors. Julian Witten gets called for the foul. It's his second. His second on the team. 40-32. Oklahoma Wesleyan in the lead on Tabor. With 18 minutes to go here in the second half. Both head coaches standing here. Tense time early on second half as Malvo penetrates down the left side of the lane. Urrutia did a good job not fouling. His runner from 5 paying too hard. As Tabor gets the rebound, they'll push it ahead to Schumann, who gets fouled going up for 2. Tabor doing a good job of pushing the basketball. Foul is called on Oklahoma Wesleyan. He's headed to the line as Gavin Schumann, 6'3" senior, but just 57% foul shooter from the line. Schumann finally getting his shot at varsity action, but his free throw is off the front rim. Second free throw here for Gavin Schumann. Right to Tabor and Cutler. Blue Jays have a fresh shot clock. Patterson jitters his way to the right elbow, pitches right wing and inside to Schumann, left block. He kicks out to the right corner to Cutler. Skips the ball to left corner to Patterson. Touches it over to Witten at the top of the key. Julian Witten then throws it away in the middle of the lane, but then Oklahoma Wesleyan with the steal, they travel. So Tabor avoids a run out for Oklahoma Wesleyan as the Eagles walked with the ball. 40-32. Oklahoma Wesleyan in the lead on Tabor with 17:30 to go in the second half. Ball to the right wing, Urrutia blows into the right corner, then works it back around the perimeter. Here to Julian Witten on the left wing, and then a touch foul. Called away from the basketball. Goes on Oklahoma Wesleyan. Wilcom picked up the foul, and then a technical foul has been whistled on Oklahoma Wesleyan, and it goes on Joshua Wilcom. It's the second technical foul called on Oklahoma Wesleyan. Donnie Bostwick beside himself. He is furious with his player Joshua Wilcom. Now Urrutia to the line to shoot 2 free throws. The 81% marksman. It's the first free throw. Junior out of Valdosta, Georgia and Valdosta State. Hit the first one, second free throw, switch. 17-18 to go in the second half. 40-34, Oklahoma Wesleyan in the lead as Wilcom heads out of the game as he picked up the technical foul. Headed in is Chris Murphy. Tabor got the free throws in, they'll get the ball. Inbounding Urrutia, tries to fire a pass for Witten in the right corner. Oklahoma Wesleyan takes it away from them. The turnover by Tabor. 40-33 is the score on the scoreboard. 17 minutes to go in the second half. Driving right side, Rowe fades away from 10. Right baseline is jumper short. Rebound to Tabor, push pass ahead to Witten. 1-on-1 break, Witten skies to the rim, lays it up. With the floater, got it to drop, the finger roll. Now they added that point, so it's 40-36, as it should have been 40-34 before the layup, as Oklahoma Wesleyan has the basketball, leading by 4. 16:40 to go in the second half, and head coach of the Eagles, Donnie Bostwick, calls a timeout here with 16:40 to go in the second half. It's a 30-second timeout here on the KCAC network by Rockingham Media. We'll take one here on the KCAC network. campus of Tabor College. Oklahoma Wesleyan 40, Tabor 36, coming out of the timeout by Oklahoma Wesleyan. The Eagles fire up a left wing three by Malvo. It's pinballs in and out. The follow by Rowe, tipped too hard. And finally, Tabor gets a right side rebound defensively. 40-36, Jays hanging around in here. Urrutia coming around a screen, right ring. Skips over the left corner to Patterson. On a crossover dribble, fires a contested jumper from 18, knocks it down from the left wing. Deshaun Patterson knocks home a big J. It's back to a 2-point Eagle lead. Then Patterson pokes the ball away from Rowe, top of the key. And he'll pitch it down the right corner to Fiker. Tabor chases Fiker out of the corner. They'll work. Oklahoma Wesleyan works the ball around to the top here to Malvo. Goes around the screen, set it 40 feet away from the bucket. Shovels the pass off to Lawrence on the left elbow. A J from 15. Left lane line, it's short, but there on the follow right side, Chris Murphy. Oklahoma Wesleyan dominating the class. He hits the right hand to layup. Witten to the line. He's bumped on the body. His bank shot drops in. Tabor wanted a foul. They won't get one. Here comes the answer from Malvo, and Oklahoma Wesleyan soaks a three. This game picking up again. It's 45-40 after both teams answering each other with buckets. Oklahoma Wesleyan in the lead, 15-15 to go in the second half. Driving right side, Schumann kicks the left corner, round the horn, Patterson right wing, drives in the lane, quick first step, lightning quick, gets to the cup and bakes it in as he fell to the floor, no foul call. 45-42, Oklahoma Wesleyan leads by 3. Under 15 minutes to go in the ballgame. Driving right side, turned off by Patterson as Malvo may have gotten away with the carry and tries to force a pass in the lane. It's tipped out of bounds. The last off of Patterson and Tabor. Ball stays put here with Oklahoma Wesleyan. 14:46 to go, second period. 12 on the shot clock for the Eagles. Inbounding left sideline in front of the Tabor fans. It's Isaac Bro. Works the ball to Malvo on the left wing. Goes around a screen, dribbling on the top of the key. Beats the ball down low to the left block, and then a charge is called on Jervis Hamilton. Charging foul called against the Oklahoma Wesleyan Eagles. It's the fourth on Oklahoma Wesleyan. And it's the fourth on Hamilton. He's back in the lineup for Oklahoma Wesleyan is Jansen Linsky. He's been scoreless tonight. He heads in for Hamilton, who has 4. Tabor ball, they trail by a single possession, 45-42. 14:30 to go in the second half. All working around the perimeter to the right side of the wheel. It goes to Patterson. It's a return chest pass from Urrutia. Then Urrutia bounces the ball to right elbow to Horstick. Lobs it down to Manchon on the right block. Then he walks as he stumbles to the floor. A turnover by Tabor. 14:17 to go. 45-42, Oklahoma Wesleyan leads it. They have the basketball. Isaac Rowe dancing on the right perimeter, works to Bremen Alexander, who's in the lineup. Fires a long range, top the key three, and knocks it down. Bremen Alexander, a 34% three-point shooter, made Tabor pay. Jays with the ball, working from our right to our left in the gold and blue. They'll skip the pass to the left wing. Here to Patterson, and around the Horstick on the top of the key, feeds it back to Patterson. Left corner, going over Rowe. Left corner three is short, but Witten there on the left wing with the rebound, and then goes up and gets called for a charge. Charging foul called on Tabor. It's the third against Julian Witten, and the third on the Blue Jays. Ball back to Oklahoma Wesleyan, and a 48-42 lead over Tabor. 13:30 to go in the second half. Rowe from the top of the key. Sets his feet, fires a 15-footer on the jump stop. His jumper's wide left. Tabor with the rebound. Jays bring him up the floor. He'll get it to Horstick in the left corner. Zips the pass down to Manchon. Spins around to his right. The leaner won't drop as it's short. But a foul is called on Oklahoma Wesleyan. That sends Manchon to the line. Tabor on the game has not been good at all from the foul stripe. The Blue Jays from the free throw line are just 12 of 21 for 57%. Manchon's in line, his first free throw, kicks long. Manchon on the night struggled from the line. He is now just 3 of 7 from the free throw strike. He's just a 54% foul shooter. His second free throw holds on the back iron but falls through the net to get a point. 48-43. Oklahoma Wesleyan has led virtually the whole way here. They have a 5-point lead. 13 minutes to go, second half. Oklahoma Wesleyan backs out with the basketball. Malvo dribbling in between the rings. Crosses over his dribble. Drives left, blows by his defender. Bounce pass off left side. Going to Leitzler, and it goes up with the shot. It airballs as Tabor gets the block, but then Tabor got the ball and lost it out of bounds. So Oklahoma Wesleyan has a fresh shot clock, and they keep the basketball. From the right baseline, Oklahoma Wesleyan inbounding. They'll find Malvo right wing, firing the three. Money! KJ Malvo, the 5'10 junior out of Fort Worth, hits the three and puts Oklahoma Wesleyan on top 51-43. Tabor down the middle of the lane, gets called for a charge. Charging foul is called on just John Patterson. And Micah Ratzliff furious with the call as he paces up and down the sideline. Ratzliff has been battling his stomach bug all week. He's didn't coach against Sterling, he had to stay at home. It's Oklahoma Wesleyan ball after the fourth foul on Tabor. 51-43. Oklahoma Wesleyan in the lead. Malvo lobs a pass down the Leitzler. The shot is blocked from the left block, but Oklahoma Wesleyan gets it back. 8 on the shot clock. Right elbow. Rose spins to the lane, leaves off to the left side. Litsky lays it up with the left hand. That baked in. 10-point lead for Oklahoma Wesleyan. 12 minutes to go in the game. And a foul, or a whistle, away from the basketball. As an official is going to have a conference. And they called a technical foul on Tabor. Technical foul has been called against Tabor as Deshaun Patterson is called for a technical foul. Patterson picks up his first tee of the game. This puts KJ Malvo.
Technical foul on number 3, Deshaun Patterson.
Malvo, the 80% foul shooter, makes both free throws. Malvo now for Tabor, or Oklahoma Wesleyan with 12. 55-43. The lead is 12 for Oklahoma Wesleyan. Tabor got it down to 2, but the Jays now in a bit of a funk. Robinson top of the key for Tabor. Double clutching scooper circus shot that rolls off the back iron. Rebound left to Oklahoma Wesleyan, and a foul called on Oklahoma Wesleyan. The foul is on Chris Murphy. I beg your pardon, it's on Isaac Grove. It's his third. The 6th on Oklahoma Wesleyan, where you've had a lot of fouls already. Bounce pass for Tabor from the left baseline to Manchon. His turnaround hook is blocked by Oklahoma Wesleyan. Then Tabor lost the ball going out of bounds, and the ball goes back to Oklahoma Wesleyan with 11:42 to go in the ball game. 55-43. Oklahoma Wesleyan leading Tabor. Checking into the Eagle lineup, it's Jacob Fiker, a 5'10 junior out of Flower Mound. Oklahoma Wesleyan has won 4 in a row. They're going for 5 straight over Tabor. So they have the lead. Dribbling left side with the basketball. Malvo launches the left wing. 3 that hits it. A huge 3 made by KJ Malvo. 15 points, the largest lead on the game for Oklahoma Wesleyan. 58-43 over Tabor. 11:15 to go in the second half. 2-3 zone here for Oklahoma Wesleyan. A pass down the left block, looking for Orstick, and he gets fouled from behind by Bremen Alexander. Foul's on the floor, but it's the 7th on Oklahoma Wesleyan. So Jordan Norsick heads to the line for Tabor to shoot a 1-and-1. He's a good foul shooter, though. The best on the team, or second best on the team, rather. 78%, but his free throw's too strong. Tabor very poor from the line. Oklahoma Wesleyan with the rebound. Malvo brings the ball in the left block, then circles the wagons and brings it in the left front court now, dribbling along the left sideline. Crossing over his dribble, KJ Malvo pops the top of the key three. This time it's too strong. Rebound to the left goes to Tabor and Kyle Baker. Tabor with the ball, lobs it down to Manjon. Quick turnaround with the left hook that swooshes in. Got the ball to drop, and it's 58-45 now. Oklahoma Wesleyan on top of Tabor. Oklahoma Wesleyan working from left to right on your radio dial. So they have a 13-point lead. We approach the 10-minute mark. Malvo down the left side, blows by his defender, throws up a shot that hits off the top of the backboard. But he got fouled, and two more free throws coming up here for Oklahoma Wesleyan. Julian Witten picks up his fourth. Bad news for the Jays. They trail by 13, and their top scorer has now 4 personal fouls. That is the 6th on Tabor. Headed to the line, KJ Malvo, an 80% foul shooter for Oklahoma Wesleyan. First free throw, front iron, backboard, and in. KJ Malvo now with 18 points to lead all scorers. He's 2 points away from a career high. I beg your pardon. He's still a ways off from that. 31 is his career high. Second free throw swirls off. Fight for the rebound, and an over-the-back foul called on Oklahoma Wesleyan. As the foul goes on Litsky, Jansen Litsky picks up his fourth. Both teams in some serious foul trouble. It's the 8th on Oklahoma Wesleyan. This puts DeAndre Cutliff at the line to shoot 2 free throws. 59-45, Oklahoma Wesleyan in the lead with 10:21 to go in the second half. Cutliff to the line, 74% this year. Free throw up, free throw in. Big free throw make there by the 6'3" junior out of Moore, Oklahoma. It's a nice addition to this Tabor lineup. Pretty good rebounder, averaging 5 rebounds a game. Makes both free throws. It's 59-47, back to a 12-point lead here for Oklahoma Wesleyan. 10:15 to go. Oklahoma Wesleyan brings the ball into the front court with KJ Malvo. 18 points to his name tonight. Goes around the screen, top of the key, hands it off to Fikert on the left point, dribbling to his right. Gives the ball out to Alexander, fires the right point three, it's too strong. Rebound tipped around, Oklahoma Wesleyan tips it. Tabor goes right into the hands of Kyle Baker, then he fires a pass out of bounds on the right sideline, looking for Alan Arrudia on a miscommunication. And the ball back to Oklahoma Wesleyan. Those are the kind of turnovers that Tabor can ill afford right now, trailing by 12 against a very good Oklahoma Wesleyan team. Bounce pass down the right wing here with Malvo. He backs out his dribble, working in between the rings on the peak of the Blue Jay logo. Dribbling to the left wing, pitches Alexander, top of the key, going against the taller Cutliff. Alexander blows by him, stops in the middle of the lane, gives it out to Fikert on the right wing. Now back to Alexander on the right corner, drives the right elbow. Jumper with 4 on the shot clock from 10. It's too strong. Tabor with the rebound. Push pass ahead to Gavin Schumann. Catches the ball over the shoulder. Works it to the right corner with Michael Russell. Then zips the pass through the middle lane. It's tipped around. Knocked out of bounds. Last up of Tabor, they say. It goes to Oklahoma Wesleyan. Micah Ratzlaff up off of the bench. She is giving it to the near side official. This has been the official that Tabor has been chirping at a bit with. It's Oklahoma Wesleyan in the backcourt has to call a timeout as they don't have anyone in the backcourt to make a inbounds play. So a timeout coming here from Hillsboro. And Oklahoma Wesleyan with a 12-point lead, 59-47 over Tabor. 9:21 to go in the second half. We'll take a timeout here on the Rocking M Media Network, the KCAC network. Oklahoma Wesleyan has a 12-point lead over Tabor with 9:21 to go in the ball game. Tabor trying to get back in this thing, but Oklahoma Wesleyan, ranked number 20 in the country, they have controlled this game since the 10-minute mark of the first half. It's Oklahoma Wesleyan ball coming out of the timeout. They'll be working from left to right as we view it from Hillsboro. Raymond Alexander dribbling right side with the wayside dribble. Crosses over his dribble, now dribbles the high post and gives off to Fikert. In motion, left wing, NBA range three. He hit that from 30. Fikert soaks the three. And this is the largest Oklahoma Wesleyan lead, 62-47. Tabor back down the other way. They'll bounce it off to Schumann, who gets fouled going up for a layup. He'll shoot 2 free throws here with 8:53 to go. But Oklahoma Wesleyan in complete control of this one. Schumann to the line, a senior out of Sabetha High School. 57% foul shooter. His free throw is up and in. Big make there for Schumann. Tabor doing all they can to try and stay in this thing, but Oklahoma Wesleyan seated up from behind the arc. They've made 6 threes for 35%. Second free throw from Schumann is in. Back to a 13-point Oklahoma Wesleyan lead, 62-49. 8:40 to go. Alexander crossover dribble, blows by his defender, a bounce pass down to Murphy, who will bank it in between 2 Jays on the right block. Oklahoma Wesleyan breaking down the Tabor defense. Tabor just does not have an answer. The Jays from the right wing get fouled as Cutliff got fouled going up for a pass. He'll head back to the line. As Tabor is in the double bonus, they'll be shooting a pair of free throws. At the line here, DeAndre Cutliff out of Moore High School, the Moore Lions. First free throw rattles in. Makes it a 14-point game. Second free throw up and coming here for Tabor, and Cutliff even makes that. He's coming into the game, Deshaun Patterson and Julian Witten for Tabor. Baker and Russell head to the bench for the Blue Jays. 8:30 to go in the second half, 64-51. Oklahoma Wesleyan in the lead on Tabor. Oklahoma Wesleyan working from left to right. He'll get the ball all the way down the left corner, driving on the baseline. This Lawrence, his double clutcher, banks off the backboard, not drawing rim. Tabor with the stop. Blue Jays with the ball, gold uniforms, blue drip. They work it around the horn to Patterson on the left wing. Dribbles to the top of the key, pitches off to the right point to Cutliff. Now Witten with the basketball. He's been quiet tonight. 8 minutes to go. Witten has 4 fouls. Patterson jumps up, left elbow jumper from 15, off the front rim and backboard. And Oklahoma Wesleyan gets another stop. Eagles now with 7:45 to go. They lead it by 13. 74-51, taking a peek at Rudy at the scoreboard. Gets up closer to KJ Malvo, trying to get the ball out of his hands. Malvo backs off at the top of the key, drives through the lane, dishes off the left side to Murphy, who goes up and under with the layup to the right side. And Oklahoma Wesleyan regains a 15-point lead with 7:23 to go, and a foul is called away from the basketball on Oklahoma Wesleyan. Foul goes against Albert Lawrence. It's his first personal foul. And Tabor's in the double bonus, so Julian Witten heads to the line to shoot 2 free throws here for Tabor. 7:23 to go. Witten at the line. Shooting first and 2 of his free throw. Soaks the bottom of the net and in. Checking into the Oklahoma Wesleyan lineup, it's Joshua Wilcomb, as well as Isaac Rowe. 66-52. This to make it a 13-point lead for Oklahoma Wesleyan. But Tabor's Witten misses the second free throw long. Oklahoma Wesleyan gets the rebound. So we approach the 7-minute mark here in the ball game. But then Oklahoma Wesleyan has some miscommunication. KJ Malvo lobs a pass over that of Fikert and out of bounds along the right sideline. The ball goes back here to Tabor. 66-52, Oklahoma Wesleyan has dominated the game. Oklahoma Wesleyan beat Tabor by 15 in Bartlesville. And they lead it by 14 here in Hillsboro. 7 minutes to go in the ball game. Winton left wing, pump fakes, drives to high post. Nice ditch pass down low to Schumann, who goes up, makes in the layup. They called as Oklahoma Wesleyan tried to bat the ball off of the rim. The shot dropped through the net anyways on a goaltend. So the bucket counts for Schumann. 12-point lead here for Oklahoma Wesleyan. They're being trapped by Tabor, and a 10-second violation is called as Lawrence was sort of lollygagging at the midcourt stripe and didn't cross the timeline in time. Tabor forces a turnover. The Jays get the ball back, and a timeout is called by Donnie Boswick. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll take one. 6:42 to go in the ball game. Oklahoma Wesleyan 66, Tabor 54 here on the KCAC network.
Tabor College basketball teams will travel to Wesleyan to play Kansas Wesleyan this Wednesday, February 14th.
Tabor inbounding left sideline rather. They trail at 66-54 with 6:35 to go in the ball game. Tabor gets the ball to Rudier in the right wing, gives it to Cutlet, right corner, skips a pass to Patterson. Top the key, crossover dribble, blow by. Going into lane is runner from 5 off the back rim. Oklahoma Wesleyan gets the rebound. Eagles trot the ball into the front court. Now with 6:15 to go in the game. Oklahoma Wesleyan trying to maintain at least a tie for second place. Kansas Wesleyan, who was also tied for second place, was trailing to McPherson at last check. Rowe, a step back, left elbow jumper from 15, it's too strong. Tabor with the rebound and the run out. Witten blows into the lane, a double clutcher with the right hand. Banks too hard, the tip in, tipped in by Schumann. Looked like the ball was on the rim, but they're going to award Tabor the bucket. Oklahoma Wesleyan wanted a goaltend, they are not getting one. Back to a 10-point lead here for Oklahoma Wesleyan. It's Malvo running some clock here for the Eagles, dribbling to his left. Stopped on the left wing, gets doubled, works the ball to Rowe. Crossover dribble, 8 on the shot clock. Fadeaway Jay from 5. Hits long on the back guy, and rebound Oklahoma Wesleyan, but a foul over the back on Josh Wilcomb. That's his 4th personal foul. Again, Tabor's in the double bonus, so they're shooting free throws the rest of the way. Leading the way for scoring for Tabor with 15 points, Julian Witten. 11 points for DeAndre Cutler. For Oklahoma Wesleyan, they have multiple scorers in double figures. KJ Malvo has 18. Cutler hits the first free throw. He's now got 12. 11 points for Jake Fikert, 10 points for Chris Murphy, and 10 points for Josh Wilcomb, but he's now got 4. Sub into the Oklahoma Wesleyan lineup, Chris Murphy. The second charity is made by Cutliff, and it's an 8-point lead here for Oklahoma Wesleyan, 66-58 with 5:15 to go. Oklahoma Wesleyan brings the ball in the front court. Malvo from the left elbow, fires it over to the right block as a cutting Rowe. His jumper is short off the front rim. Tabor had the rebound, but a jump ball is called. As Oklahoma Wesleyan tied them up, but the Jays have the arrow. Chance for Tabor to cut into this lead. Here's their chance. Tabor with a bit of momentum. A bucket here would be huge for Tabor. As they roll the ball all the way up the floor. Winton picks it up at the half-court stripe. Tabor basketball. Cutler top the key over to Patterson, right wing. Oklahoma Wesleyan in a 2-3 zone. Urudia, right wing. Bounce pass to the left corner. It goes to Schumann. Urudia, left corner three. Soaks a three! And a timeout is called by Tabor with 4:53 to go in the ball game. And it's 66-61. Don't count out the Jays yet. Here on the KCAC Network by Rockingham Media. You might want to build a couple of more breaks here, Cody. Hits a big three-pointer to get Tabor back to within 5 points of the Oklahoma Wesleyan Eagles. Oklahoma Wesleyan has led the whole way tonight. This is the closest that Tabor has been since the start of the second half. The score 66-61. Oklahoma Wesleyan leading Tabor with 4:53 to go. It'll be Oklahoma Wesleyan ball coming out of the timeout. We'll try and update you on some KCAC scores here real quick. Again, Southwestern and York were winners over Ottawa and Bethel respectively. Friends leads Sterling 89-83. St. Mary all over Bethany 51-31. And McPherson is pounding Kansas Wesleyan in a surprise. 83-66, Kansas Wesleyan came in second place. Tabor forces a turnover. He'll push it out to Urudia. Right-handed layup, Big Ten. It's now a 3-point lead for Oklahoma Wesleyan. 4:30 to go in the ball game. Oklahoma Wesleyan being picked up in a full-court press. It's bothered the Eagles. They'll lob it ahead to Rowe. Runs into a J. Blocking foul is called on Tabor. And Micah Ratzliff cannot believe it. The Tabor fans cannot believe it. This has been the referee who made the call. It's been sort of a tit-for-tat back between the Tabor players and bench and the same official. Micah Ratzliff just walks to the other end of the floor. Can't believe it. Blocking foul called on Tabor. One and one time here for Oklahoma Wesleyan. He's headed to the line. Isaac Rowe. He's a 64% foul shooter. His free throws long. Tabor with the left side rebound. 3-point lead for Oklahoma Wesleyan. 66-63. Schumann left block. Ranging to his right. Step through move. Banks it just shy, but he got bumped and fouled. The 2 more free throws here for Tabor. 4:14 to go in the ball game. It's 66-63. Tabor trailing by 3, but we got a brand new ball game. Schumann to the line. He's 57% on the season. Has not been good tonight, but he makes the first of 2 free throws. Schumann now 4 out of 7 from the line with 6 points. Second free throw on the way from Schumann. That's in. 1-point game. Oklahoma Wesleyan 66, Tabor 65, 4:10 to go. Oklahoma Wesleyan brings the ball across the time stripe. Ball to the left front court with Rowe, gives it down the left corner to Lawrence. Back around it goes to the left side. Murphy, his bank shot won't drop. He banked it too hard. The follow by Roll. Rolls off to the left. Tabor with a chance to gain the lead. Blue Jays with the basketball, trailing by 1. Under 4 minutes to go. Blue Jays on a big run here. Winton in between the rings, leads the way for scoring tonight for the Jays. Schumann top the key, was open, didn't pull the trigger. 9 on the shot clock. Winton zips the pass all the way down the left corner to Patterson. 3, yes! There's the lead! And I beg your pardon, DeAndre Cutler hits the 3. Tabor with their first lead, 68-66, the first lead since early on in the game. Oklahoma Wesleyan ball working from left to right. 68-66, Jay's lead. Down the left side row to the cup. Gets fouled on the running shot, and he'll shoot two. Isaac Rowe just missed the first of a 1-and-1. He'll head to the line for 2 free throws. It's the 18th foul on Tabor. And it's the first on DeAndre Cutler. At the foul stripe, here is Isaac Rowe, and he makes the first free throw to make it a 1-point game. Tabor by 1. Both coaches, my goodness, is this intense. Second free throw here from Rowe to tie the game with 3:09 to go. He makes it. 68-68. 3 minutes to go. Tabor basketball, they're tied. They led momentarily. Isaac Rowe just made both free throws. Tabor working from right to left. Winton gets a screen, goes around it, stops from 14 middle lane, jumper, it's short. Rebound, kicks long. Lawrence gets it for Oklahoma Wesleyan, spinning left, goes up, gets his bucket, picked as he went up. Tabor with the run out. Push pass ahead to Schumann, goes up with the layup, is blocked by Oklahoma Wesleyan. What are they going to call here? Oh my goodness, they say that Tabor were the ones to touch the ball off of the rim. A goaltend on Tabor. It's Oklahoma Wesleyan ball. Tabor fans can't believe it. 2:30 to go in the game, tied at 68. Oklahoma Wesleyan ball. That shot looked like that was goaltended with by Oklahoma Wesleyan on the last play, but it's Eagle ball into the lane, double clutching, scooper that bakes in by KJ Malvo to give the Eagles the lead back, and a huge shot. 2 minutes to go, 70-68. Tabor with the basketball, trailing by 2. Arrudia, top the key, fires the left elbow J from 15, halfway down and out, rebound fought for, and an over-the-back foul called on Oklahoma Wesleyan, and that is on Joshua Wilcomb. He is fouled out of the game. Wilcomb is fouled out of the game. He will end his night for Oklahoma Wesleyan with 10 points. Jake Fikert returns to the lineup. Donnie Boswick has to console Wilcomb as he is a junior and furious that he is fouled out. Head to the line for 2 big free throws, Gavin Schumann. Tabor trailing by 2. 1:57 to go. Schumann at the line, 5 of 8 tonight. Free throw for Schumann, floats off the back iron, but falls in. Schumann with 8 points. Second free throw coming here for Schumann. The righty's free throw ties the game. 70-70. Oklahoma Wesleyan led by 15 points at once. But Tabor has rallied here. They had a 2-point lead to Tabor. Oklahoma Wesleyan surged to a 2-point lead, but here in the last few seconds, Tabor has tied the game. Rowe from the left wing tries to drive it at Schumann. Schumann keeps him in front of him. Pitches the right corner. Is Alexander's three's blocked. Tabor with the ball. 90 seconds to go and a chance to take the lead. Winton into the lane. His runner banks it. Winton gives Tabor the lead with 1:20 to go. And then Oklahoma Wesleyan lost the ball out of bounds. And they say it was last up, but Tabor Blue Jays can't believe it, as the officials are going to talk this one over, and Donnie Boswick and Oklahoma Wesleyan need a timeout. Tabor is fired up. The Blue Jays have the lead, 72-70 with 1:19 to go. We'll take a timeout here on the KCAC Network. We're down 57 to 42, but Tabor has surged here. They now lead it over Oklahoma Wesleyan 72 to 70 with 1:19 to go. I'm Jeremy Bone, Cody Blair, our studio engineer. The gym here in Hillsboro has come alive as Tabor fans are on their feet. Oklahoma Wesleyan trying to regain some momentum that they have lost. As I said, Tabor trailed by 15 points at one time. But now the Jays are out shooting Oklahoma Wesleyan, 41% from the floor for Tabor. Oklahoma Wesleyan is 40%. So Oklahoma Wesleyan ball, the full court press of Tabor has bothered the Eagles. Bremen Alexander in the backcourt. 3 seconds to go and nearly travel with the basketball. Just got the ball across the timeline. Malvo with the ball left, right front court. Working against Arudia. Goes around the screen. Tabor helps. He'll get the ball down low to Rowe. Right block. He'll tie it up with a bank shot. 55 seconds to go. Tied up at 72 apiece. It's Tabor ball. They bring it into the front court. Patterson on the dribble. Hands it off to Witten, who's 45 feet away from the bucket. 40 seconds to go. Witten wants to go one-on-one. Gets the screen from Patterson. Goes around it. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Witten skips to Patterson. Top the key. Fires the right elbow. Jay for the lead. Circles off the bottom of the rim. Rebound Oklahoma Wesleyan. 23 seconds to go. Oklahoma Wesleyan ties the game, and they had the ball. 21.9 seconds to go, and a full timeout has been called here by Oklahoma Wesleyan. We'll take one as well. Knotted up at 72 apiece with 21.9 seconds to go. Don't go anywhere. Oklahoma Wesleyan has the ball and a chance to win the game. Coming up next here on the KCAC Network. Wesleyan women win it in the final 20 seconds, 68-65. And now their male counterparts, the Oklahoma Wesleyan men, have a chance to do the same. Tabor and Oklahoma Wesleyan tied at 72 apiece with 21.9 seconds to go. It's Oklahoma Wesleyan ball. I'm Jeremy Bone. He is our producer and studio engineer, rather, is Cody Blair. 5 on the floor for the Blue Jays: Arudia, Patterson, Cutlip, Schumann, and Witten. 5 on the floor for Oklahoma Wesleyan. It's Rowe, Malvo, Fikert, and Bremen Alexander. It's Oklahoma Wesleyan ball. Also in the game, Albert Lawrence for Oklahoma Wesleyan. 15 seconds to go. Oklahoma Wesleyan wants the final shot. 10 seconds to go. Malvo, a bounce pass, nearly stolen by Tabor along the end line. Tabor does get the steal, but then they throw the ball out of bounds. But it went right to Lawrence, and he steps out of bounds with the basketball. 3 seconds to go in the game. Tabor gets the ball back in a 72-72 tie with 3 seconds to go. Donnie Boswick wanted a foul. He didn't get one. It's Tabor ball, tied at 72 apiece, and the Blue Jays have a chance to win. They can't make a bucket here. We'll go into overtime. We'll reset the scenario here for you. Tabor has the basketball after Oklahoma Wesleyan turned it over. We're tied at 72 apiece with 3 seconds to go in the ballgame. Tabor now has 3 timeouts remaining. Oklahoma Wesleyan has 1 timeout. Tabor is in the double bonus. 10 team fouls on Oklahoma Wesleyan. So a foul by the Eagles puts Tabor at the line for 2 guaranteed free throws. Tabor on the meantime has 8 team fouls, so if somehow Tabor were to foul, it would put Oklahoma Wesleyan at the line for a 1-and-1. What a game we've had. Tabor trailed by 15 at one point. They took the lead a couple of times here late in the second half. Oklahoma Wesleyan just had a ball with the chance to take the lead. They lost it out of bounds. Now Tabor has the ball. 3 seconds to go. They got to go the full length of the floor. Schumann, Patterson, Witten, Cutliff, and Arudia, the 5 on the floor for Tabor in the gold and blue uniforms. Tabor to inbounds with Schumann on the right baseline. Just going to look for Witten. Finds Witten at the midcourt stripe. 1 second. Witten heaves a 3 at the buzzer. Oh, it's off wide left. Would have been good had it dropped from half court. But we're going to overtime as we are knotted up at 72 apiece. What a good finish we have here between Tabor and Oklahoma Wesleyan. 5 more minutes of free basketball here from Hillsboro. Our score, Tabor 72, Oklahoma Wesleyan 72. We'll go through some quick statistics here before we come back to start the overtime period. Tabor has outscored Oklahoma Wesleyan here in the second half, 42-34. Tabor now shooting 40% from the field, while Oklahoma Wesleyan is 41%. Tabor just 4 out of 20 from behind the arc for 20%. Oklahoma Wesleyan 7 of 19 for 36%. Rebounds, Tabor has made it much closer. It was at one point a 10 rebound margin, but it's now 44-37 in favor of Oklahoma Wesleyan. Oklahoma Wesleyan with 14 turnovers, Tabor with 13. Leading scorers of the game for Oklahoma Wesleyan, they're led by KJ Malvo with 20 points. For Tabor, they have 17 points out of Julian Witten. We'll now head into the overtime period. Both teams will be going to the same baskets. So Tabor will be working from right to left, Oklahoma Wesleyan from left to right. In the center circle for Oklahoma Wesleyan, Jervis Hamilton. For Tabor, it's DeAndre Cutliff. Here we go to start the overtime period. Oklahoma Wesleyan has won the tip. And they are working from left to right as we view it here. They'll get the ball down to Isaac Rowe on the right block, circling the wagons, works to the left wing, around the right wing, a 3 fired by Malvo, soaks the 3. That's a huge 3 made there by KJ Malvo. The 44% marksman from behind the arc hits a big 3 to put Oklahoma Wesleyan up 3, 75-72. Tabor basketball. They'll work it to the left corner. It's Cutliff. Works it back to the top of the key here to Patterson. Drives right side. Bounce pass. Wraps around looking for Schumann. It's out of his reach. And a turnover by Tabor. The ball back to Oklahoma Wesleyan. 4:23 to go in OT. Oklahoma Wesleyan 75. Tabor 72. Tabor used a lot of energy trying to get back into this thing. You wonder how much they got in the gas tank. Lawrence, range towards left. A floater from 5 is short. Tabor rebound. Witten through the paint. Pitches out to Arudia to tie. Right corner 3. Short. Rebound front side to Oklahoma Wesleyan. Eagles will bring the ball into the front court, working from left to right. 3:55 to go in OT. Left wing Bro gives the ball off to Malvo here at the top of the key. Dribbling right side with the right hand. Crosses over his dribble now. Tries to go around the screen set by Rowe. Then he gets bumped and fouled there by Cutliff. On a bumping foul, a blocking foul is called on DeAndre Cutliff. Second personal on Cutliff in the 9th against Tabor. 1-and-1 time here for KJ Malvo. 80% foul shooter. He has been huge tonight for Oklahoma Wesleyan. 20 points and 3 out of 4 from the foul stripe. First 1-and-1 free throw, halfway down, pinballs to the front rim and then falls through the bottom of the net and in. 4-point lead now for Oklahoma Wesleyan in a 2-possession game now. Tense moments here for Millsboro. Second free throw here from Malvo. Swish. It's a 5-point Oklahoma Wesleyan lead, 77-72. Tabor brings the ball into the front court. Dribbling right sided, crossing over Patterson to the top of the key, hands it off to Witten. Top of the key over to the right elbow. Fades away from 15, right elbow Jay. It's off the back iron. Rebound Oklahoma Wesleyan. Eagles bring it in the front court. To the right corner to Lawrence. Passes off and around to the top of the key to Malvo. Dribbling right side, going against Arudia. 3:15 to go. 77-72. Oklahoma Wesleyan in the lead. Malvo on the right wing. Bounce pass feet down the right block to Rowe, who was underneath the bucket, went up with a shot, then came back down with the ball and walks. Travel is called. I don't know why Rowe didn't just go up with the shot. He was wide open underneath. Instead, a turnover is called. Now Tabor to inbound. So Jays inbound to Julian Witten. Brings the ball in the front court. Witten with the left-handed dribble, gives it off to Schumann on the right point, and dribble handoff right wing to Patterson. 2:50 to go in overtime, 77-72. Oklahoma Wesleyan leads it. Ball to Cutler, pick and roll play, left wing three, it's long. Oklahoma Wesleyan with the rebound. Lawrence pushes the ball ahead to the right corner, getting the basketball. Rowe lobs the ball to Hamilton on the right block, and then he'll lob it back to the top of the key here. With the basketball is Malvo. 14 on the shot clock. Malvo blows by his defender. Lobs a pass to Rowe on the left wing. Penetrates to the high post. Now spins around to his right. Stopped in the paint. Then gets called for a 3-second violation. The ball goes back to Tabor. Oklahoma Wesleyan has had a couple of chances here to extend their lead. They haven't been able to do so. 2:18 to go in the game, 77-72. Oklahoma Wesleyan in the lead here in overtime. Tabor basketball working from right to left. They'll swing the pass over to the right wing to Patterson, around the horn to the top of the key to Witten. Pushes the pass too far, out of the reach of Arudia, but they say it was tipped. Last up of Oklahoma Wesleyan. Tabor to inbound, right sideline. Arudia doing the honor. Bounces the ball here to Patterson. 15 on the shot clock for Tabor. Left wing Cutler throws the ball away as a miscommunication by the Blue Jays. Looking for Witten. Now bring the ball up the floor. Rowe goes up and then gets called for a charge. Charging foul called on Oklahoma Wesleyan. It wipes off the bucket as Rowe picks up his fourth. It's player control foul, so even though Tabor's in the double bonus, they won't be shooting free throws here. Ball inbound to Deshaun Patterson. 1:50 to go in this one. As Patterson dribbles to the left sideline and calls a timeout. Here with 1:49 to go in the ball game. Tabor still has 3 timeouts left. It's a full timeout. Oklahoma Wesleyan on top, 77-72 with 1:49 to go in the ball game. Timeout coming here on the KCAC Network. Up the overtime period. Oklahoma Wesleyan leads it 77-72 over Tabor. The Blue Jays have yet to score here in the extra period. But Tabor has the basketball working from right to left. No inbound here on the right sideline with Deshaun Patterson. Patterson inbound right sideline. Right in front of us here at the scores table. He's looking and finds Cutliff at the top of the key. Now works it back to Witten at the midcourt logo. Over to Rudia, right wing. Rudia on the wayside dribble, skips it to Patterson on the left wing. Going around and screen, top the key, shovels it back behind him to Arudia, right wing three, that rims in! Arudia knocks it down, and it's a 2-point lead for Oklahoma Wesleyan. Final 125 of overtime. Oklahoma Wesleyan with the basketball, working from left to right. They'll bring it up across the floor, but not in time. 10-second violation called in the backcourt. Oklahoma Wesleyan struggling with the full court press from Tabor. The ball goes back to the Tabor Blue Jays, trailing by 2 points, 77-75. Oklahoma Wesleyan in the lead. A minute 15 to go. Tabor ball. Patterson from the left point, 25 feet away, backs out to 30 feet away, turtles the left elbow, pitches out to Cutliff, a pump fake, top the key, three for the lead. There it is! The lead from Cutliff gives Tabor the lead, and the Jays nearly steal the inbounds. They batted out of bounds. Oklahoma Wesleyan inbound with a full court press. Tabor fans go nuts. 78-77. Tabor has their first lead in overtime. A 6-0 run. Under 1 minute to go in OT. Oklahoma Wesleyan ball. They got 5 seconds to cross the timeline. Malvo, stop. He will cross the timeline here with Bremen Alexander, and Donnie Boswick of Oklahoma Wesleyan calls the timeout with 49.8 seconds to go in the ball game. What a game this is. Tabor and Oklahoma Wesleyan in a classic. We'll take a timeout here on the KCAC Network by Rockingham Media. Tabor has the Blue Jays in the lead over Oklahoma Wesleyan, 78-77 in overtime. I'm Jeremy Bone. Cody Blair is our producer and studio engineer as we have a classic from Hillsboro. Tabor at 1 point in the second half trailed by 15 points. But Tabor kept chipping away at the lead. They now lead it by 78-77. With 49.8 seconds to go in OT. It's Oklahoma Wesleyan ball in the right front court, working from left to right. The Eagles to inbound on the left sideline with Isaac Rowe. Tabor's defense has really stepped up here against Oklahoma Wesleyan. Left front court with the basketball, Malvo, 15 on the shot clock, shovels it off to Isaac Rowe, penetrates right side, down the right side is Runner, rolls out the back iron, but they're on the follow. Hamilton fakes it in for Oklahoma Wesleyan. There's the lead, 79-78 for the Eagles. 30 seconds to go, 8 seconds separate shot and gate clock. Whitten blows into the lane right side, pitches off down the right baseline to Arudia, up and under, scooper for Patterson, lays it up. Tabor back out on top by 1. Oklahoma Wesleyan inbounds. They'll race the ball up the floor. Rowe brings it up the floor into a Blue Jays. Runner is short. Fight for the rebound. And a tie-up is called. The arrow in favor of Tabor. The Jays get a stop. They have the ball with 13.2 seconds to go. In overtime, Donnie Boswick can't believe it. The head coach of the Eagles wanted a foul. He didn't get one. Holding the Bible in his right hand, held it all game. Still arguing with the officials. It'll be Tabor ball inbounding here. As Donnie Boswick may have just said something to an official. Luckily, he didn't get teed up for Oklahoma Wesleyan. Boswick fuming on the sideline. Tabor to inbound, right baseline. 13.2 seconds to go in the ball game. Tabor 80, Oklahoma Wesleyan 79. Tabor's in the double bonus. Oklahoma Wesleyan's got a foul if they can't get a steal. Tabor inbounds to Witten in the backcourt, has his pocket picked. It's rolled out of bounds and last off of Oklahoma Wesleyan. Tabor gets the ball back. 10.8 seconds to go. Tabor wants a timeout. With 10.8 seconds to go, it'll be a full timeout. My goodness, what a game this has been. Tabor trailed by 15 points in the second half, but they have rallied to take the lead here in overtime by 80-79, and the Jays have the basketball with 10.8 seconds to go. This game is just off the hook. Tabor has the ball, but they are not out of the woods yet. Still, Tabor makes both free throws, which they're in the double bonus. It's just a 3-point lead for the Blue Jays. Then it becomes a chess match between head coaches Micah Ratzlaff of Tabor and Donnie Boswick of Oklahoma Wesleyan. Huge game for both teams. Oklahoma Wesleyan tied for second place in the KCAC coming into tonight with Kansas Wesleyan. Kansas Wesleyan was getting blown out by McPherson. And it is official, McPherson did beat Kansas Wesleyan 87-72, so a win here for Oklahoma Wesleyan. They'd have sole possession of second place, but right now they trail by 1. Tabor with the ball and the lead. 80-79, they're inbounding as Schumann didn't have anywhere to go. He's forced to call a timeout. With 10.8 seconds to go in the ball game. It's going to be a full timeout, or a 30-second timeout here for Tabor. 10.8 seconds to go. Tabor has the ball in the lead, 80-79. Tabor, meanwhile, they came in tied for sixth place with York at 11-8 in the KCAC. York won earlier this evening over Bethel. So York is 12-8. A win here for Tabor would move the Jays, or keep the Jays in a tie for sixth place with York. Just one game back of St. Mary and Friends. Other scores from around the KCAC: St. Mary all over Bethany, 78-60. Friends beat Sterling 97-91. Other finals: Southwestern beat Ottawa 92-86. Tabor inbounds to Arudia in the far left corner in the backcourt, and Arudia, a couple of seconds come off of the clock, he gets fouled. One of the best foul shooters on Tabor. In fact, he is the best foul shooter on Tabor. 81% on the season. Arudia, 2 of 2 from the foul stripe tonight. He gets a word from the associate head coach of Tabor, Mark Fox, and really good sportsmanship shown here by Isaac Rowe. He is fouled out of the game for Oklahoma Wesleyan. He comes and shakes the hands of the Tabor bench and the head coach, Micah Ratzlaff. You don't see that too often. But Rowe's night is done. He is fouled out for Oklahoma Wesleyan. Arudia at the line for 2 big free throws, a 1-point lead. Makes the first. That's a big free throw from Alan Arudia. He's now got 16 tonight for Tabor. 5 of 9 shooting from the floor. Here to make it a 3-point lead. Knocks it in. 8.4 seconds to go. Oklahoma Wesleyan ball, 82-79. Oklahoma Wesleyan bringing it up the floor, and a blocking foul is called on Deshaun Patterson in the backcourt on Tabor. Not a good foul. 6.2 seconds to go in the ball game. This puts Oklahoma Wesleyan at the line. Maybe not the worst thing if you're Tabor. What's worse about it is Patterson is now fouled out of the ball game. His night is over for Tabor as Deshaun Patterson finishes his night with 8 points as he is fouled out. But I said that it's maybe not the worst thing in the world for Tabor, as they have a 3-point lead over Oklahoma Wesleyan, 82-79. Oklahoma Wesleyan in the double bonus. The best they can do is get the game to within 1. Is headed to the line is KJ Malvo. He is an 80% foul shooter, misses the first long. Malvo had been so good from the line tonight. He's now 5 of 7. And Donnie Boswick, Bible in his left hand, has to call a timeout with 6.2 seconds to go in overtime. Tabor 82, Oklahoma Wesleyan 79. A full timeout is called, as we will use a timeout here on the KCAC network by Rockingham Media. 6.2 seconds to go in overtime. Tabor trailed by 15 points in the second half. They rallied to push the game into overtime, and now they lead Oklahoma Wesleyan 82-79 with 6.2 seconds to go in OT. At the line, KJ Malvo for OKWU missed the first free throw, purposely misses the second. It's tipped around, kicked out to Malvo, top of the key three, too strong. Rebound to Oklahoma Wesleyan. Alexander at the buzzer, on the back iron. It's up. Tabor wins it. Tabor survives. 2 3-point shots by Oklahoma Wesleyan at the buzzer, and the Jays win it in overtime, 82-79. What a game between Tabor and Oklahoma Wesleyan. The Jays storm all the way back and get the win, 82-79 in overtime. We'll come back with the